to do a successful purchase, there's a lot of professionals involved in the transaction.
Mm-hmm.
The first professional you should engage, unless you're buying a property in a self-managed super fund, is a mortgage broker.
Gotcha.
Why a mortgage broker is important is because they can assess your situation to see what your borrowing capacity looks like to buy a property. Now, if you were buying a property in your self-managed super fund, the first steps is to see a financial planner to get a statement of advice where you can give that to your accountant and create a self-managed super fund and the entities required to buy a property. So those are the first three professionals: financial planner, accountant, mortgage broker. Those are in step one. Then from that, you can then have an entity, a purchaser, and borrowing capacity to then go into the marketplace to actually start shopping for property. That's where the next professional is a buyer's agent that you should engage. I would recommend every Australian, even if you're buying a place to live or a place to invest, use a buyer's agent. It doesn't have to be us, could be anyone, because they will just get you especially if it's your first purchase, they'll run you through the process. So where a buyer's agent then helps is that let's say the next professional you'd use in the process is a conveyancer or solicitor that can read the contract of sale and help with that side of the transaction. Then when we're in the process of doing due diligence, we need to get people like a building and pest report done. So we get a pest controller out and somebody that can read conduct a building and pest report. Our conveyancer, if it's a strata report, can read a strata report. Then we could maybe get a handyman or builder in just to see if there's any repairs, estimate quotes and fees. They're your main ones. Then we'd get a surveyor out, or we could get a surveyor, somebody that can look at creating a depreciation schedule for you. So if you're buying a property that's brand new or a modern asset where there's maximum depreciation, you use a surveyor, a quantity surveyor to do that. Or if you're doing something with development potential, you'd get some type of professional in. You may need to engage another trade specific depending on what due diligence pops up, but they're your main team members you do when finding a property. And then when you go to exchange, you use your conveyancer or solicitor. Then we'd engage a property manager. Property manager handles the management of the property. A lot of people are hesitant buying interstate because they feel like they need to be within driving distance to manage the asset. The reality is you don't. Most people are more successful when they don't manage their own property because there's work gets done at a faster rate and most likely at a cheaper cost. And you're having somebody manage the whole portfolio for you where it's not having to take up too much of your time or bandwidth so you can continue your main career. So I'd always recommend a property manager. They can help do things like a pre-settlement inspection, routine checks, help vet a tenant, etc. And then post that, that's pretty much all you mainly need. That's your team of professionals you need in a transaction.